So hey guys, remember in the last video when I said there's a high chance we might see a lot of style revamps and buffs in the next update? Well, the comment section under that video absolutely blew up, with so many people agreeing and also suggesting what else they want to see. I saw tons of comments asking for a rework for Aiku, a nerf for Nell Rin, a delayed refresh for Hiri, and of course more calls for changes to styles like Baru since... Yeah, let's be honest, his rework didn't really live up to expectations. And don't get me wrong, I completely agree. All of those are valid. Those changes are needed, but there's one style that people seem to forget about completely. A style that actually won the official poll on the Blue Lock Rivals Discord when asked which one should be refreshed next. And that style is Shidou. Now hold on, Shidou is literally one of the most popular characters in the anime, especially back when Season 2 dropped. And even today, I still see a few Shidou players in lobbies. Which is actually refreshing considering most of the lobbies these days are full of Enel Rin, Kaiser, and Neil Isagi. Basically all world-class meta styles. But when I was going through the comments, not a single person mentioned Shidou. And I get it, everyone's focused on the big issues. But I want this video to bring some hype back to a character that truly deserves it. And maybe even catch the devs' attention. So before we go any further, if you love Shidou or you just want to help push for his refresh, hit that subscribe button, tap the bell, and most importantly, watch until the end. Because YouTube loves it when you do that, and if this video gets pushed out more, maybe the devs will actually see it and realize Shidou needs that refresh. Let's start with the current state of the game. Right now, the world-class styles are dominating the meta, and honestly, Mythics feel kind of left behind. No one's talking about them, and most players don't even want to pull for them anymore. That's why I think a general direction should be to slightly lower the power of world-class styles, and give Mythics a chance to shine again. And I'm not saying nerf everything. Just give Mythics a way to compete, maybe buff them across the board. Every Mythic should get refreshed, except Enel Bachira, because he's already the most balanced and strongest Mythic out there. Even Kunigami with his body block move just doesn't cut it anymore. His cooldowns are too long. Urian's Domain or Nel Isagi's lefty shot both outperform him easily. If all Mythics get refreshed and made a bit more competitive, I think more players will start using them again, and that could help balance out the game. Now let's talk specifically about Shidou and why his refresh is so necessary. All of his moves are based around shooting, right? Even his awakened move is just another shot. Now, that makes sense, he's a pure striker. But ironically, that's also what makes him fall behind in the current meta. You need the ball to use any of his moves, and guess what? Most of the time you don't have the ball, especially against world-class styles who dominate possession. In my previous video about Shidou, I mentioned that it would be amazing if he had more versatile moves, like Refresh Totoya, who's just an epic, not even a mythic. Even Nel Bachira has an off-ball move and another one for when he has the ball. So here's what I think would work for Shidou. Give him a dash move, where he charges forward and we see his iconic wings appear behind him, just like he does in the anime. Not only is that super canon, but it adds mobility and makes him more viable without the ball. Or maybe give him a more aggressive move, something like a foul mechanic, inspired by his wild personality. It could be like Sei's arm swipe or Kunigami's body block, a shoulder bash or something that breaks ankles, just as an off-ball option to create space. And let's not forget, his shots are still really good. They look amazing, they're powerful. They just need some help to actually be usable. Also devs, please don't forget about the Hiri refresh that was promised several days ago. I personally was really looking forward to it. And yes, I totally understand that sometimes unexpected situations arise and things don't always go as planned. But at this point, we've seen several updates come out with delays, and this time, even half of what was promised didn't make it in. The Hiri refresh, the Enel Rin nerf, and the Enel Isagi buff. These were the core things most of us were excited for. Yet they were all absent from the patch. Again, I'm not here to hate on the devs for delays. I actually understand them, and I respect their hard work. I just hope they can catch up and deliver all this in the next update, which is fittingly called the QOL update. Let's stay hopeful and keep supporting the game while holding out for a more polished and complete patch next time. A little bit off topic, I know, but I want a Hiyori refresh. Okay, now onto Shidou's awakening. Yes, his awakened shot is still one of the best looking animations in the game, and definitely one of the fastest shots. But let's be real, it's just one move. You might be thinking, but he has a chem with Sei. And I say, so what? Nel Bachira has 2 awakened shots plus chemistry with Otoya, so why can't Shidou? He's a pure striker, all he does is score. So let's give him a second awakened shot, maybe something flashy and aggressive. Here's my idea. Let him scorpion kick the ball, using his heel like we've seen him do. It would be stylish, powerful, and would finally make him one of the top tier mythics again. And since this is a refresh, not a complete rework, it fits perfectly, just like Otoya's update. If you have other ideas, animations, move concepts, effects, drop them in the comments. I'll be reading them, and if I like yours, I'll give it a like. Now here's a bit of an off-topic, but still related to Shidou and the overall experience with awakened shots. I found this amazing suggestion in the official Blue Lock Rivals Discord, and I just had to share it. A player suggested that awakened shots like Score and Big Bang Drive are getting too clunky. You have to walk into tight spaces, the camera angles mess things up, and a lot of shots just miss. It's frustrating. So here's what they proposed. Add an aiming system, kind of like KJ's 5 seasons. Give players 4 seconds to aim, with a crosshair in the middle of the screen. That way, it feels like you're really aiming with your ego, just like Chigiri, Isagi, or Kaiser in the anime. Add a time stop sound effect like you've entered Metavision, and top it off with some crazy impact frames when you shoot. For that adrenaline rush, honestly, I think it would be incredible. It adds more interactivity, it's fun, and let's not forget, this is a game based on anime. Why not embrace it? Let me know if you'd like that kind of system in the comments. Alright, we've covered a lot today, from style refreshes, meta balancing, to specific suggestions for Shidou, and even an upgraded awakened shot mechanic. So now I want to hear from you. Do you agree Shidou needs a refresh? What moves would you give him? Would you like to see the winged dash or a scorpion kick awakening? And what other styles do you think desperately need love right now? Also, devs, if you're watching, please buff Isai's beautiful shot. That move is so weak and the cooldown is ridiculously long. We're talking 50 seconds for something that's weaker than Rare Isagi's direct shot, which has a 30-second cooldown. That's just not right for a world-class move. All we ask is that you make it a bit stronger, maybe just a little weaker than Niel Isagi's direct shot. That alone would make Sei much more fun to use again. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share it with other Blue Lock Rivals fans. Let's make some noise and bring Shidou back to the spotlight where he belongs. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.